Hello students, welcome back to amines. In our previous lecture, in continuation, I'll discuss in this lecture about Hinsberg test. It is the reaction of benzene sulfonyl chloride, another electrophilic reagent. It reacts with amines in a fashion that provides a useful test for distinguishing primary, secondary and tertiary amines. You can see in the following equation that 1 degree and 2 degree amines react to give sulfonamide derivatives with loss of HCl in both cases, whereas 3 degree amine do not give any isolable product other than the starting amine. Here, in the latter case, a quaternary onium salt may be formed as an intermediate, but this rapidly breaks down in water to liberate the original 3 degree amine. So the Hinsberg test is conducted in aqueous base NaOH or KOH, and the benzene sulfonyl chloride reagent is present as an insoluble oil. Because of the heterogeneous nature of this system, the rate at which the sulfonyl chloride reagent is hydrolyzed to its sulfonate salt in the absence of amines is relatively slow. The amine dissolves in the reagent and immediately reacts if it is 1 degree or 2 degree amines, and the resulting HCl being neutralized by the base. The sulfonamide derivative from 2 degree amines is usually an insoluble solid. You can see here. However, the sulfonamide derivative from 1 degree amine is acidic, have a proton here, acidic proton, and dissolves in the aqueous base, which is water soluble. So acidification of this solution then precipitates the sulfonamide of the 1 degree amine. So by this method we can distinguish the all 3 amines, 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. Now, how to prepare amines? Here are the general strategy of preparation of amines. It is to first form a carbon-hydrogen bond by reacting a nitrogen nucleophile with a carbon electrophile. Here is the following table. It lists several general examples of this strategy in the rough order of decreasing nucleophilicity of the nitrogen reagent. You can see here is here are some nitrogen reactant, azide, cyanide, ammonia, urea. Here are some carbon reactant, mostly alkyl halide or sometimes aldehyde ketone, sometimes carbocation also. And generally the reaction type is SN2, and in case of carbonyl compound it is addition elimination, and in case of tertiary carbocation it is by SN1 fashion. In the initial product, some cases where it is azide, we will get azide product, and then we have to reduce it in presence of lithium aluminum hydride or hydrogen palladium, giving the final product. You can see in each cases, here are the initial product, and by reduction with reducing agent we will get the final product. But in case of last example, it is a hydrolysis reaction giving the final product. Here are some examples. In the first two examples, an anionic nitrogen species undergoes an SN2 reaction. Here you can see, here is an SN2 reaction and here also an SN2 reaction with a modestly electrophilic alkyl halide reactant. For example 2, an acidic phthalimide derivative of ammonia has been substituted for the sulfonamide analog listed in the table. Example 3 is similar in nature but extends the carbon system by a methylene group. Here you can see the product, first step of the product is a nitrile, and we can reduce it in presence of lithium aluminum hydride and water, giving a insertion of a CH2 group here, addition of another CH2 group. In all three of these methods, a 3-degree alkyl halides cannot be used because the major reaction path is an E2 elimination. In example 4 and 5, here 4 and 5, it proceeds by attack of ammonia or other nitrogen nucleophile at the electrophilic carbon of a carbonyl group. You can see here and here. In presence of an acid catalyst, except in the case of acid halides or anhydrides, because they are more electrophilic. The reaction of ammonia with aldehydes or ketones occurs by a reversible addition elimination pathway to give imines. You can see here imines. These intermediates as are not usually isolated but in solution or in situ it reduced to amines. Here but in case of acid chlorides with ammonia amides which are reduced by lithium aluminum hydride, as in the case of example 5. In example 6, it is a specialized procedure for bonding an amino group to a 3-degree alkyl group. You can see here it is a 3-degree alkyl group. As carbocation is the electrophilic species, the resulting 3-degree alkyl substituted urea is then hydrolyzed to give the amine. Another strategy is reduction of nitro group. It is one of the most important method of preparing 1-degree amines, in especially aryl amines. It uses a reverse strategy. Here a strongly electrophilic nitrogen species NO2 plus nitronium ion which bonds to a nucleophilic carbon compound. This nitration reaction gives a nitro compound that can be reduced to a 1-degree amine by any of several reduction procedure, either by catalytic hydrogenation, hydrogen plus catalyst like platinum, palladium, etc., or with reducing metals in acid like iron in HCl or SnCl2 or in HCl. It's like that. Here are some examples you can see. Another strategy is rearrangement of acyl nitrines to isocyanates. It is the general procedure for degrading carboxylic acid derivatives to amines. All involve the rearrangement of an acyl nitrine to an isocyanate. Here you can see, here our substituted carboxylic acid derivative, and after removal of Z, it is an acyl nitrine. Although the nitrogen atom of a nitrine has no formal charge, it is electron deficient and serves as a locus for 1,2 rearrangement. Here you can see. Acyl nitrine may be generated from different amide-like starting compounds. Like if Z is Br or Cl, it is called Hofmann rearrangement. If it is nitrogen, then it is called Curtius rearrangement, and if it is a substituted acid, it is called Lawson rearrangement. Carboxylic ester group. Once formed, acyl nitrine quickly rearranged to relatively stable isocyanate isomer, RNCO here, which may be isolated or reacted with hydroxylic solvents like water, and the most common application of this rearrangement is for the synthesis of amines. Thus, addition of water to the ketene-like isocyanates produces an unstable carbamic acid, which decomposes to an amine and carbon dioxide, as you have seen here. Attacking of this lone pair to the hydrogen, and this way we will get our desired product, an amine. Some examples of these different rearrangements, as you have seen in the first example, it is a Hofmann type rearrangement. In the second case, it is also Hofmann, and the latter one is a Curtius pathway. In the third case, it is also Hofmann, and in the fourth case, it is a Curtius type of rearrangement. Some more examples. Example 5. It shows a Schmid reaction. Here an optically active carboxylic acid is the substrate. You have seen here. The S configuration of the migrating phenethyl group is retained in the amine product, confirming the intramolecular character of these rearrangements. Retention of configuration is also observed in Curtius, Lawson and Hofmann rearrangement of this kind of reaction. Reaction 6 and 7 are interesting as water is absent during the formation and reaction of isocyanate, as we have seen our previous examples. The alcohol solvent in example 6, we have seen here alcohol. It adds to the isocyanate to produce carbamate ester known as urethane, and it may be isolated as a pure compound. In Lawson rearrangement in example 7, butyl amine adds to the isocyanate to give the substituted urea. Here, the Hofmann reaction in example 8 provides a novel example of tautomerism of an acetylenic 1 degree amine to a nitrile. Here is 1 degree amine to a nitrile. The last example, that is example 9, it is a selective Hofmann rearrangement of a bromoimide. The reactivity of the carbonyl group para to the electron withdrawing nitro substituent is increased relative to the other imide carbonyl, as you have seen. Consequently, base catalyzed hydrolysis takes place there preferentially, leaving the acyl nitrene moiety meta to the nitro function. So we will get this type of product here. So here are some examples of 1 degree amine preparation. See you next in our slide. Thank you.